The temperature biting out here, man. Everything just shutting off. Anyway, let me get the next preset. Cold not gonna stop this truth, man. I was going in earlier. Truth about to be put on the forefront, man. Start jumping to the meat. Truth about to be put on the forefront.
Oh, I see.
YouTube is starting to amp up the attacks, and now you got to use wisdom more than ever, man. Okay. Read the first. What's going on?
How you doing?
Good, good. Read the first precept. 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. Let me get this next precept. It says, now you got to use wisdom in this time, man. Okay? Now you really got to apply these scriptures, man. Because, hey, you're going to be known. Alright? Talking about the brothers who labor in this thing, man. And even you brothers who just listen. Esau going to come after you too. Because they have your IP address, man. And they know you're aware of the New World Order's plans. They know who you are. This is the biggest threat, man. Okay, this was the best kept secret. Alright, but it's out now. Okay? Read 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. Real quick. 1 John 3 and 1.
You don't know it.
Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us. So the Most High love brothers, man. Okay, you're his favorites, man. Out of all the spirits he created, 144,000 start with Yahawashi are his favorite spirits, man. And is it because any righteousness we didn't know? He just chose them. And it's just that, man. And it's nothing Esau did why the Most High condemned him, as it is in Romans the 9th chapter. The Most High just set it out for him to be the devil, man. And there's nothing he can do about it. So to be an Israelite, you're blessed, man. Okay, and to be a part of the elect, you're blessed beyond measure, man. Especially if you're one of the 144,000. Okay, when people talk about legends, man, that's what the 144,000 are, man. Your name gonna be known forever, generation throughout generation throughout generation. Okay. You got Jake who made it in this world. Guess what? Their legacy is tarnished. Michael Jackson. You're always gonna have that pedophile on his record, Bill Cosby. Okay? And all you Jakes, man. Because you had to sell out, man. When his kingdom go down, so is your glory. Alright? 1 John 3 and 1. Behold what man of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. We're the sons of the Most High. Alright? But it says what? Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. So the world didn't accept the Messiah, Yahawashi, 2,000 years ago, man. Alright? So the scripture says it's the same going to be us, man. Behold, now we are the sons of the Most High. If do not yet appear, what shall we be? These people, they have no clue who we are in the spirit. No clue, man. Okay? They think you're unimportant, you're a loser, you guys need to get a life. That's how they view the men of the Most High, because that's how they view the Messiah. Verse 2 again. Beloved, now we are the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what shall we be. Okay? Read on. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, For we shall see him as he is, man. And every man that hath his hope in him purified himself, even as he is pure, man. Alright? So it's about Yahawashi, man. Waiting on Yahawashi to get that eternal glory. You read the book of Philippians. I read earlier about we gotta use wisdom in this time. Alright? That's what you gotta constantly keep doing this work, man. Because the persecutions is gonna amp up. The trials is gonna amp up, man. Okay, the slander is going to amp up, man. Because our face is already out there. Esau's going to make his move because YouTube is already making their move. Okay, I read the article last year. YouTube said they was going to hire more moderators to crack down on hate speech and these conspiracy videos, man. Alright? So brothers is marked already, man. That's why you have to finish this work, man. Alright? Those of you guys who fell out, there's going to be no mercy shown to you, man. None, man. Those of you guys who sit on your talents, no mercy going to be shown to you, man. Matter of fact, let me change zones a bit. We're at Proverbs chapter 16. Read on. Get some precepts, man.
I think so. So, you know, I just couldn't realize this.
Okay. Like I said, I think it's going to amp up. Let me read a precept. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7.
Today's going to be hard.
Right, because the slander is amped up against Yahawashi. Matter of fact, let me read Luke 23 first, then I'll jump into that other precept. It's Luke chapter 23. Let's read Luke 22. Let's see what happened to the Lord, man. Chapter 22. It says. Luke 22 verse 63. And yet the men held Yahawashi. This is the trials that he going through. Mocked him and smote him. And when they had blindfolded him, they struck him on the face and asked him, saying, prophesy, who is it that smote thee, trying to be free? See, that's what I'm saying. Brothers got enemies, man. Alright? We got a lot of enemies out here, man. Alright? Read on, it says, and many other things blasphemous spake they against him. And as it stood it that day, the elders and the people and the chief priests and the scribes came together and led him into their council, saying, art thou the Christ? Tell us. And he said unto them, if I tell you, you will not believe. And if I also ask you, you will not answer me. No, let me go. Thereafter shall the Son of Man sit on the right hand of the power of the Most High. Then they said, Oh, art thou then the Son of the Most High? And he said unto them, Ye say that I am. And they said, What need we have any further witnesses? For we ourselves have heard of his own mouth. And guess what? They brought him to Pilate. And guess what? That was a long night, man. Okay? Pilate brought him to Herod, and Herod brought him back to Pilate, smited and beat him, put him on the cross. And spiritually, we're going to be crucified in that same manner. That's what the Lord said, Luke the 21st chapter. Okay? The net neutrality is gone, man. The net is no longer neutral, man. Okay, they censor it, they crack it down on a lot of content on that internet, man. Luke 21. We in the time that's going to try men's soul. Luke 21, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up into the synagogues and into prisons. Right? Especially the brothers who labor, and even you brothers who listen. Okay? You shall know who you are, man. And their prisons is in camps. Okay? And that's when the Most High gonna separate the men from the boys in that time. That's why I did that video on when you die, you go to the spiritual realm. Okay? Because a lot of you think that the elect men not gonna die. You gotta be out your damn mind. A lot of brothers are gonna die, man. Okay? For the witness and the testimony of Yahawashi. Read on. But before all these things, they shall lay hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So this is the Lord warning, brothers, man. This is going to take place, man. And it shall say it's not going to just be us on the streets. Brought before rulers and kings, man. These so-called politicians. Alright? These generals. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore into your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall speak. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And we have that mouth right now. That's why all these so-called scoffers come up against us. What? They get cut, man. They get healed by the sword of truth, the scriptures, man. Because what you guys finding out, you don't know the scriptures, man. Alright? The Lord said what? That we're the light of the world, man. And I'm speaking as one of the hopeful elect. Okay? We're the one that's exalted his name. We know the secret and the mystery of the times. You people don't, man. Okay? Therefore the world hated you. And it's also important. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 and 7. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. And what's pleasing to the Lord? Yahawashi told Peter, feed my sheep, feed my lamb, feed my sheep. That's pleasing to the Lord. And obviously you keep the commandments, charity, brotherhood, things of that nature. Alright? Read it again. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 7. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So if your ways is pleasing to the Lord, He's going to make even your enemies be at peace with you on your job, in your life, wherever the case is, man. All right? He's going to be your shield and your buckler, especially in the time that's coming, man. All right? That's why I'm going to read an account in the scriptures, 2 Chronicles chapter 17. Right? So keep pushing, man. That's the only way you can please the Lord, man. It's faith and works. And of course, you rehearse the righteous acts, but it's mainly your faith and your works, man. For some groups believe you're going to be justified by the law. They show you that they don't even know the Bible, man. Those where Israel never kept the law perfect, man. That's the point why we in America right now. All right? That's why the Most High is going to give us a better covenant with better promises. The 2 Chronicles chapter 17, verse 10. Start from verse 2, Chronicles chapter 17. Start from verse 5. Second Chronicles chapter 17. And the Lord was with Jehoshaphat, or Yahawashi, because he walked in the first ways of his father David. He sought not of Balaam, but sought to the power of his father, and walked in his commandments, not after the doings of Israel. Jehoshaphat, a righteous king in Israel. Therefore the Lord established the kingdom in his hand, and all Judah brought to Jehoshaphat presents, and he had riches and honor in abundance. And his heart was lifted up in the ways of the Lord. Moreover, he took away the high places and groans of Judah. Read on down to verse 10. Also in the 30 of his reign, he sent to his princes, even to Bahal and Obadiah, and to Zechariah, and to Daniel, and to Micah, to teach in the cities of Judah, which these are all what? Prophets, man. They have their own books. All right? Obadiah, Zechariah, Micah used to curse out Ahab. So the prophets used to teach in the cities, man. All right? They were sanctioned by the king to do this. This is the point I want to bring out verse 10, though. This is verse 8. And with them he sent Levites, even Shammai and Bethiah and Zebediah and Ashal and Shemoth and Jehonah and Adonai and Tobiah and so Nigel, Levites with them, Elishua and Joram, priests. And they taught in Judah, so the priests and the prophets teach them, and had the book of the law of Yahawashi with them. And they went about throughout all the cities of Judah and taught the people. This is the point. And the fear of the Lord, the Yahawashi fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were round about Judah, so that they made no war against Jehoshaphat, man. Why? Because his ways was pleasing to Yahawashi. That's the point, man. Okay? All glory to the Most High. So when your ways is pleasing to the Lord, you'll make even your enemies to be at peace with you. But you gotta please the Lord, though, man. Matter of fact, I'll read another precept. I'll find another precept. Okay? Hands to get warm. The next precept. Let's see our forefather Jacob. Genesis chapter 33. sure we all know after Jacob took Esau's blessing, because it was meant for our forefather to get the blessing anyway. When you read Genesis, the 25th chapter, it tells you the elder shall serve the younger. The elder being Esau, aka the white man today. Jacob being you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And what was that blessing, power, and rulership? Genesis, the 27th chapter. All the kindreds of the earth is going to bow to Jacob in the future. Okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of his then followers. And Esau was a hunter, a man of the field, and he wanted to slay Jacob after he found out what he just did. Okay, but Jacob was a man of the Lord, our forefather. And this is what happened, Genesis 33. Genesis 33. Genesis chapter 33. Genesis 33 verse 1. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came with him 400 men. He divided the children unto Leah and Rachel, and unto the two handmaidens. And he put the handmaidens and their children foremost, and Leah and their children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. Read on down. See that? So when Jacob, because he was pleasing Yahawashi, he thought Esau was coming to kill him. And what Esau embraced him, man. Read on. It says, and he lifted up his eyes and saw the woman and the children, and he said, who are those with thee? And he said, the children which the Most High have graciously given thy servant. And the handmaidens came near, and they children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after they came to Joseph and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, what meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, these are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Jacob using wisdom. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep thou hast unto thyself. Okay? See? So, and they all parted their both ways. You see what I'm saying? You can read that whole Genesis, the 33rd chapter. Because why? Jacob was pleasing Yahawah Yahawashi. In order to have that hedge of protection, just like Job had, you gotta please the Lord, man. In fact, I think I can get one more in the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 3, verse Exodus chapter 3, verse 17. Says, and I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto the land of the Canaanites, and to the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and to the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. They shall hearken to thy voice. Thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Edom. He shall say unto him, the Lord power of the Hebrews. Most High is only dealing with the Hebrew Israelites. He created the Egyptians, but he's not dealing with them. It's like he's not dealing with you other nations. Get that through your thick skull, man. Okay, that's another misunderstanding that the world has, man. That God loves everybody. I know we're in the Bible. Not in Genesis all the way to Revelation. He's only dealing with a specific group of people, the people that he gave the covenant with. He's our God and our power. He's going to show us mercy with the elect first, okay? It says, read it 18 again. And they shall hearken to thy voice. Thou shalt come down the elders of Israel unto the king of Egypt. And he shall say unto him, the Lord power of the Hebrews have met with us. And now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey to the wilderness, that he may sacrifice to the Lord our power. And I'm sure the king of Egypt will not let you go, not by a mighty hand. This is the point. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I shall do in the midst thereof. And after that he will let you go. And I will give this people, this is a point on to bring out, favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall come to pass that when he go, he shall not go empty. See? And that did happen, man. Alright? So when you please Yahawah, Yahawashi, even your enemies will be at peace with you, man. That's not a hard thing for the Most High to do. See, now I want to get some articles. Get some articles on, Trump's latest video, right? That this guy is a madman, man. And he's bringing down America fast, man. Fast, man. We said what would take a president 8 years to do. She's already doing it in 1 year. Okay? We want to create the pipeline on Native American land. He wants to build the wall. He has the immigration ban. Provoking North Korea, Russia, Syria. Now they're not even leaving Syria. Now he's starting a trade war with China. Starting a trade war with China. You see what I'm saying? You imbeciles, they don't get it, man. You create tariffs on people, you raise the price on goods. Because everything is imported here. America, they don't make anything. The American flag is not even made in this country, man. So much for being patriotic, man. Dumbasses. Everything is made in these other countries, China, Taiwan, right, the Philippines. Okay? That's why America and the Middle East right now is taking resources. They don't have shit here, man. The only reason why it achieved its global dominance and has the status is because of its military. That's looking weak now. Okay? Russia building up, Iran building up, North Korea building up. Alright? In fact, I'm going to jump to that segment. Let me get this article. Right? That's the scripture said, watch and pray. Watch for what? Watch for these prophecies, man. That's a major sign right there, man. Major sign, man.